advocacy, leadership, coaching and public speaking. He holds MA, MPhil and PhD degrees in anthropology from the University of Hyderabad, where he develops a profound understanding of human societies and cultures. He is also founder, General Secretary and CEO of the Anthropological Association for Humankind, AAFH, an international professional body dedicated to advancing applied anthropology, human-centered development, and interdisciplinary research. Today, we are happy to hear from his distinguished lecture on Human Meaning Orientation Theory, HMOT, as a grand theory of human nature. This lecture will introduce human meaning orientation theory as a contemporary anthropological framework that conceptualizes human beings as fundamentally meaning-seeking entities. The theory persists that the pursuit and construction of meaning constitute the primary drivers of human thought, emotion, and behavior. This particular term, developed by Dr. Pedarattaiah Gadde, that concept challenges dominant materialist and mechanist paradigms by advancing a meaning-first framework wherein meaning precedes matter, identity, and institutional engagement. In this sense, HMOT is presented as a grand unifying theory of human nature with relevance across anthropology, psychology, sociology, and allied disciplines. Meaning making is a long history in anthropology that pioneers of, particularly by interpretive anthropologist Clifford Geertz. Later on, across other disciplines of intersections of other disciplines, philosophy, history, literature, that's other development of application of knowledge, particularly in terms of theory and methodology. So I think HMOT would be a different philosophical foundation that is from the global south, particularly from India. My colleague today is going to deliver a speech. I think that we are all excited to hear. Thank you. It's over to you now.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Kapanish, for introducing. Thank you very much for your kind introduction. Dear esteemed colleagues and friends, professors from different departments of social sciences and humanities, I am glad to be here to introduce my theory called Human Meaning Orientation Theory. So I'm here to challenge this material first paradigm which has ruled the social sciences and physical sciences and human thought for 2,500 years. I do agree with the contributions of material first paradigm. At the same time, it has many failures in the contemporary world. So, to address those things, and 10 years ago I was studying some primitive ethnic groups in India. So I'm traveling across the different states, so trying to understand their worldview, their discomforts, and how do people change their attitudes, worldviews. So I'm trying to identify their meaning-seeking behavior. In the face of pain and insecurity, uncertainty, in the face of suffering, how human worldviews are facing the crisis. So, what are the new meanings people are searching for and looking for. So in their cognitive dissonance, in their what they believe and what actually happened to them in reality, there is a troubling gap that exists. So to figure out that troubling gaps, what are the people, what different tribals or people groups are doing. So we anthropology, we study humans, their communities, families. So in that process, cultures, we do ethnographic studies to map their worldview and what they do, why they do, the way they do. And we describe and explain the things that people do. Finally, what are the changes that are happening and why those changes are happening? What are the people, how they are facing the different forms of discomforts and crises in their life and how they are fixing those things. So, in the process of study, it was a 1 year long study. So we studied 23 groups, and I came up with the idea people are searching for new meanings. So in the process, they ask endless questions and they take countless journeys till they find the comfort, meaning. Even if people find meaning in the face of suffering also, if they find meaning, they are willing to undergo that suffering. So what moves people to adopt new things? Why people resist change? So when people find their why, their meaning, their purpose, their belonging, their significance, a coherence, then they will figure out how cope up with that situation. So these are the, for example, one people group are searching for protection from Jadoo Tona, from black magic, witchcraft. Another people group is searching for protection from wild animals in the forest. And the other people group are searching for, they are not comfortable with the caste hierarchy. So they are searching for equality, fraternity, brotherhood. So like that, each people group, the predominant meaning-seeking behavior. And some people groups, some of the within the same people group, within the same ethnic community group, people, I was surprised to meet some people who give meanings, some people who receive meanings, and some people who keep meanings, some people who make meanings, design meanings, build meanings, and develop meanings. So according to, I came up with a theory called human meaning orientation theory. Humans are engaged not based on material first paradigm, but meaning first. Humans are meaning responsive beings. So they are, whatever, before they engage with anything, they interpret, they come up with the meaning. Their perceptions, their emotions, their thoughts, their habits of thought, habits of feeling, habits of action, and habits of rejection, everything there are based on the meaning they construct and evaluate and sustain. So, but within the same culture, within the same family, irrespective of the humans, universally, irrespective of their family background or cultural background or economic background or social background, humans universally, by nature, are meaning responsive beings. They can be categorized into 8 different groups. They are meaning seekers, meaning givers, meaning receivers, meaning keepers, meaning makers, meaning designers, and meaning builders, and meaning developers. If your family has 10 people, so the orientation they come up, meaning orientation. So we cannot fix that one. So people choose. We anthropologists, we study cultures because cultures explain societies. But the human meaning orientation theory explains humans. Based on their predominant meaning orientation, their habits of thought, habits of feeling, and habits of action are regulated. So, this framework categorizes humans broadly into these 8 distinct groups based on their meaning orientation, particularly predominant meaning orientation. Secondary orientation also will be there, but the primary orientation regulates the majority of their thought life, their cognitive perceptions, receptions, conceptions, and their interpretations and explanations. Everything will be controlled by their meaning orientation. So, based on their meaning orientation, humans acquire the set of attitudes, set of competencies, because in the challenges they face, once they figure out their orientation, the set of questions they ask are different from the other group of people. So, attitudes, competencies, and the attributes differs from group to group based on their meaning orientation. So, why there is conflict, why there is war, why there is suicides increasing, why there are suicides increasing, why there is isolation, social exclusion, why there is distress, despair, suppression, inequality, all these social problems can be explained effectively by this meaning first paradigm. Till now, economics and sociology and psychology and other social science and humanities and physical sciences, natural sciences, they try to explain and come up, provide the solutions from the material first paradigm, which utterly failed. The incidences of suicides, the incidences of social evils and divorce and everything increasing. Apart from the material progress and material comfort, and apart from the scientific and technological advancements, still humans struggle. They feel isolated, feelings of isolation, despair, and addressing the failure and addressing the poverty, inequality, suffering, all these things. This human meaning orientation theory can really give explanation. All human problems have their part of meaning crisis. For example, if I say all, it is a sweeping statement. So majority of human problems are due to meaning crisis, meaning rupture, meaning absence. So we see and read in newspapers and see in the news headlines that apart from all the material comforts and ranks and estates and establishments, this man committed suicide. So in the absence of meaning and purpose and belonging and significance, humans collapse. So humans are not biological machines or biological organisms. That's what we hear in our biological sciences. But they do have this unique meaning seeking, meaning making, meaning designing drive. So this drive for inner drive for meaning, purpose and belonging and significance. So humans, once they find these things, this meaning architecture gives them scaffolding to survive any problem, to face any challenge. This is the area, the social sciences, the huge paradigm shift. This human meaning orientation theory facilitates huge paradigm shift from material first paradigm to meaning first paradigm. So meaning has dimensions. I have given 10 dimensions of meaning, and I have classified humans into 8 different groups based on their meaning orientation. How do they orient towards meaning? So, and I have developed questionnaires. Institutions, why institutions are failing, how to audit the institutions, for example, university. These are the meaning-seeking centers. We find here students, meaning seekers, and also meaning receivers. And we find also meaning givers. And we also find meaning makers and meaning designers here. So they come up with innovations, many things. So every institution, every government, every family, every individual, we can identify what are the dimensions meaning is weak. And due to that weakness or absence or not cultivation of that meaning, what are the effects, negative effects that person is facing? Socially, personally, psychologically, in all aspects. So this theory gives the dimensions of meaning and taxonomy of human beings. Human beings are typology. So 8 different types of human beings we can classify. Society is organized based on, if you go to my country, we can see the caste hierarchy. So if we go to Western countries, there may be racism and class struggle. And there are many paradigms social scientists have come up with to explain human behavior. these materialist paradigms have utterly failed in explaining the human crisis. So, human crisis is due to meaning crisis. So, how to map this who is who? So, I have developed a questionnaire. That questionnaire will help if people honestly answer those questions, so they can identify their thing. So, in family counseling, in marriage counseling, in the recruitment, in the organizational building, and organizational management, and building the positive organizational culture, and to promote the effective, meaningful workspaces, profitable and productive workspaces. This theory will be very effective, not only in recruiting, in designing, to fix the issues they are facing. So we have developed questionnaires, tools to map the meaning categories the type in there. If you give a company, there are 100 staff members, so we can classify based on that. If a meaning seeker is given a job of meaning developer, so there will be a kind of inefficiency and ineffectiveness. So based on their meaning orientation, they develop the competencies and attitudes. So in the workplace, to effectively resolve the conflicts and address the workplace challenges, this theoretical framework really help understand what's going on and identify the meaning gap and meaning doubt and meaning rupture or meaning triggers. So they have developed many concepts associated with this theory. So to give you more clarity, I will read for you